Hello, everyone. Welcome to the session. I'm the session chair. I'm Ms.Wu from San Jose State University. I'm an associate professor there. I'm very glad to be the moderator of this session. And for this session, we have two great speakers. So we are very honored to have them speaking in our session. We will have the first speaker, Ms.Wu. She's the co-founder of BRI Capital and the co-founder of Robo Air. Am I pronounced that right? And she will talk about future robotics. So let's first welcome our first speaker, Ms.Wu.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good day, tech champions. First, I would like to thank Jerry and his team to put together this summit at this very difficult time and invite me to talk to you here. It's not easy for us, all of us, right? It's not easy because we're all locked up. Today, all of us and the whole world share a same vision, which is to end the pandemic and reopen our countries. We certainly do too. As a Silicon Valley engineering team, our vision is to fight this deadly disease with a hardcore weapon, the artificial intelligent robots. Well, when we talk about the intelligent robotics, what do we mean? On one hand, robotics is a branch of technology that deals with the physical robots. That robots can interact with a physical environment via some devices like the sensors and the actuators, and the robots are programmable, and the robots are usually autonomous, but in our view, most of the time, they're semi-autonomous. But on the other hand, what is AI? Artificial intelligence is a branch of a computer science technology. AI algorithm that can tackle the learning, the perception, do some problem solving, language understanding, and most importantly, is they can do the logic reasoning. But until quite recently, most industrial robots could only be programmed to carry out some repetitive series of movements. Like we want the robot to do task A, go to position B, skip C, and come back to position A. And the robot can go out and do it and then repeat it, right? So what we believe is that the AI algorithms are necessary when we want the robot to perform some more complex jobs. AI involves some level of a machine learning where the algorithm is trained to respond to a particular input of a certain way that using the known input and output. And it will do vision and mapping and some level of a cloud cross-training. Bottom line, we want the AI program can mimic some level of human intelligence. Well, the question is there market demand over there? We only develop something if there is a strong market demand. Luckily, we can look into some numbers that put together by PitchBook and a Gartner. But this is not representing the industrial robotic market. Actually, the industrial robotic market is larger than its own at over $100 billion. Here, we are only focusing on some smaller opportunities, something in 3 market segments: manufacturing, healthcare, supply chain. The industry we believe that's urgently required the smart robots. As you may see that for these 3 sectors, the market will to be more than $35 billion this year, and the forecast to grow at a rapid speed at more than 24% CAGR to over $57 billion just in a couple of years. We're talking about year 2024. Good. We have an urgent demand and disruptive product. But how to structure the deal? When it comes to the business model, robot as a service, so-called RAAS, is growing rapidly. What does RAS mean? RAS means that for those who sign up for this kind of program can get a benefit right away of the robotic automation by leasing the robot and accessing to a cloud-based subscriptions. The model is much preferred by many end users compared to the traditional model that they have to purchase the equipment upfront outright. Nowadays, more and more business owners are increasingly intrigued with the RAS model because of it offers flexibility, scalability, and of course, lower cost of entry compared to some other traditional robotic program. Okay, as we have the urgent demand over there, and we know that the market is surged rapidly, especially in the past couple of years when the pandemic hits us. Robots actually become an essential workers, just like nurses and doctors in terms of COVID response. We all know that the outbreak actually become a national public health emergency. And many medical professionals are talking about the urgency of control the so-called EAI, environmental acquired infections. What is EAI? Why EAI is so crucial and challenging? Because this is talking about environment that we are living in to human being that is very difficult to control. Not like people to people, you can certainly to monitor and keep the social distance, right? So earlier this year, earlier in 2021, KPMG conducted a survey and found out that more than 80% of the healthcare management hope to adopt AI and a certain level of robotic technology in their own organizations. But very unfortunately, what they hope is just a trend, not the reality yet. We all know that in order to control the EAI, environmental acquired infections, disinfection becomes extremely crucial. When it comes to disinfection, traditional manual cleaning method is obviously not optimal. Therefore, there's a big demand for no-touch, automated decontamination technology coming up. So some facilities start to use some equipment like sprayers, like evaporators to do the job. It is good, but it's not good enough. You may see that there are still lots of human power is involved. Therefore, the automation become a trend to improve the accuracy and the human safety. But ultimately, we need some intelligent solution that could help to ensure the complete coverage and provide traceability. In order to make that happen, it's a great challenge. But in order to make that happen, we need to integrate a series of technology. I mean, technology segment altogether. Most likely the AI, artificial intelligence, 5G, IoT, Internet of Things, robotic manufacturing, CPS, cyber physical system, and so on. Only with all these technology put together, to integrate it together, we can develop the smart robot that ultimately can help to enrich community safety. Not only during this difficult time, but also after as well. When we talk after, we are actually talking about the new normalcy that we are getting into. We can stop quarantine, we can get out, and get our life back. So what is required? According to the CDC guideline, there are 6 critical practices are highly recommended: social distancing, temperature checking, testing, sanitation, disinfection, and limited business travel. When we look at these practices, we believe that out of 6, 3 of them can be automated, especially with smart robots. Then the biggest question mark is, are we ready to reopen? We certainly hope to get out as soon as possible, but there are many key issues to address, and the list is very, very long. I list some of them, but you can go on and on. However, nobody can wait. Nobody can wait any longer. The pandemic has already caused a negative impact to our economy and it damaged our mental and physical health. That's how and that's why Robo-19 was born. Robo-19 team has been diligently working on this task and developed some automated solution to address the problem, especially with a much lower cost. So we can help our community, our service providers, and all the business owners to recover from their loss. Here is our strategy. We believe that there are 3 essential steps to reopen. First, you need to get rid of the virus, especially the airborne. This is the most challenging job, actually, since the airborne is floating in the air and that could attack us when we simply breathe, right? But after we make sure the air is clean and it's safe to get into, then people are ready to get out and get together. Then we have to measure the temperature and make sure that there's no new source of a virus is getting into a facility. When people are free to get into a facility and get together. But lastly, we have to make sure that there's no limited direct contact between people to people. So delivery robot play a very important role here. So after these 3 critical steps, we believe that we can open our society as soon as possible. So when we thinking about how to develop the robots that could automate these 3 critical jobs, what feature are most important for those people that who can, for these devices can replace humans' job. Here are the key features that we believe are must-haves. First, they have to be smart and efficient, and most importantly, safe and secure. Then we believe it's also important for the robot can talk to person, because we want to free everyone up, right? But not every service providers can use the smart devices. Some people like elder generation, like my mom, right? She's a very nice lady, highly educated, but she may not be very sophisticated when it comes to electronic devices, right? So if we equip the robot with a voice communication, right, they can easily operate the robot by just talking to it, right? But lastly, the robot needs to be easy to be deployed. We have to make sure that everyone can use it. Everyone can operate it after they have it. When we talk about everyone, we really mean it. These are the main target market that we are looking at this moment, such as, most importantly, hospital, right? The retail market, the stations, the airports, the railway stations, bus stops, office buildings, and schools, and basically all buildings. The reason that we target these applications at the first place is because we believe that these locations hold the most traffic and have an urgency to reopen as soon as possible. So if you have the same vision as we do, now let me take the liberty to introduce you some of our recent development. For large areas, the areas over 10,000 square feet, we have something called Robo 19. This gonna work for some places like a warehouse, hospitals, Costco's, shopping malls, and larger facility. It takes hours and hours of multiple teams to do the job if we want to fully disinfect. In this application, we're gonna introduce our Robot 19. So people will say, hey, I hear here and there about the robot solution. Is there anything special about this robot? Oh, yes, definitely yes. With this robot, we disinfect with three approaches simultaneously. We call it chemical, physical, and our proprietary 3-tier atomization technology. First is a chemical. We equipped with the EPA approved the disinfectant that gonna kill all the virus and the bacteria only with 10 minutes of a contact. For the physical approach, it's very interesting. We use UVC lights, but it's a very different from the other product you may see on the market. The UVC lights are installed in the main body. We all know that the light will damage the skin cell of a human being while it attacks the bacteria, right? But with Robo 19, because we already combat the virus with disinfectant and the chemical way, we only need to use the UVC to address the viruses on the floor, which is the most concentrated area. Therefore, there's no impact to any human being around. In some cases, very simply, people cannot get out. For example, some senior houses, some ICU units, right? It's extremely difficult for people to get around, move around, get out of the building or out of a room even. So this play an important role that they will not have any damage from UVC light. Lastly, is most important is a 3-tier atomization technology. When we talk about anything like fighting, battling, we all know that the size matters, right? Like sometimes I'm bothered by mosquitoes, but it's very hard for me to catch the mosquitoes around me. Even I'm a lot bigger than it, right? But it will be very easy for a grasshopper to catch it. Size matters, right? So in our technology, okay, we introduce 3 sizes of particles at the same time. The first tier is between 100 to 400 micron. They will kill majority of the germs, bacteria, and the viruses, right? And second tier is between 10 to 100 micron. That will attack the virus for hours. The average is 5 hours, actually it's between 4 to 6 hours in one space. So you keep fighting the virus for us. And then lastly, is most important, is between 0.5 to 10 micron. That's what we call the nanometer range. This particle gonna guard us like a bodyguard between 2 surfaces. As we all understand that disinfection is very important at this time. Some people like to do it on a weekly basis. Some other people are very cautious. They want to have the service on a daily basis, but they only can do it at night. But question is, how about daytime? People get in and out all the time. New virus can flowing around into the next service. but without solution, right? There are some bodyguard in the room 24 hours between two services to protect us. So this is what we call the 3-tier atomization technology. So bottom line, how effective the robot is, and what are key features about this smart robot, right? There's a long list, but let me highlight some important ones. First is autonomous mapping, right? So it will plan the path, avoid obstacles, and get the job done. Make sure there's no dead corner left behind. Second, equipped with smart control panels, both on the robot and off the robot. And third is the voice control. As we said, everyone can control it. Even for some people, is not sophisticated with the electronic devices. They can give the command by voice and get a response from the robot. Edge computing that enabled the robot to do the detailed job by itself. Kill and guard, and the long operating time. This is something very special for our robot. People will be amazed. How come a robot can disinfect large space at one job? We are talking about up to 700,000 cubic feet per job. The reason for that is that in such a small equipment, right? We have the most high energy density lithium batteries installed that will last the long operation of the machine. So it can do the job all night long before it needs to be charged up. And then lastly, most importantly, the safety. Everything is EPA approved. It sounds good. So in terms of the effectiveness, let's look at the report from EPA. This is a long list. Viruses, bacteria, animal viruses, and the fungi. Right? You prove that you only need 10 minutes of a contact. Everything will be killed. And out of this long list, you can look at the highlight one. It's called a human coronavirus. It is proved that everything can be killed 100% just within 1 minute of a contact. So at the end of the day, people will ask how this job is done. Here is an example. This is Ms. Disinfector. She will find her job could be easier. She can just holding a laptop or holding electronic device or even a phone and stay outside the building, monitor and control the job till the job is done. She feels safe and get job well done. Compared to her previous job, right? She need to wear a bunny suit, safety glasses, carry heavy chemical tanks, and keep wiping and wiping for hours. But still, she cannot reach somewhere up above her and leave the airborne virus still floating in the air. So how does it look like? Here we have some live demos I would love to share with you.
Introducing Robo 19. Robo 19 is a smart robot designed to automate the disinfection job. Robo 19 cleans and disinfects high-traffic commercial spaces, such as hospital, senior living facilities, schools, hotels, shopping centers, warehouses, office buildings, apartments. Unlike traditional disinfection job, which is usually done by human, Robo 19 is revolutionizing the disinfection market with automated, programmable robot solution by sending robot to disinfect the facility and avoid human exposure to the virus. Robo 19 is equipped with UVC light that kills bacteria and virus on the ground. Robo 19 has its own proprietary atomization technology that atomize the disinfectant to superfine nanoparticles that is able to kill bacteria and virus in the air. Robo 19 is powerful and can kill bacteria and virus in an effectively efficient and affordable way. Robo 19 has smart routing technology that scans the facility floor plan and can perform the job automatically or on demand. Robo 19 is able to kill most of the bacteria and virus within 10 minutes and COVID-19 in 1 minute with US EPA certified disinfectant. Learn more about Robo 19 at www.robo19.com. Robo 19, the robot that kills COVID-19.
Okay, next one. Actually, it's a live demo. It's more interesting. I'd like to show you.
Robo 19 can be controlled by human voice. Let's see how it works. This is the door.
Okay, I remember. This is the door.
Robo 19 scans the facility and memorizes the floor plan. This is the office.
Okay, I remember. This is the office.
Go to the office for disinfection.
Okay. Please let me pass. Thank you.
Robo 19 is smart and can avoid roadblocks on its way. Robo 19 has built-in UVC lights that disinfect the floor area. Robo 19 arrives our target location, in this case, the office, and starts the disinfection job automatically. Robo 19 uses its own proprietary atomization technology that turns disinfectant into superfine nanoparticles and kills virus in the air. The solution is effective to kill the airborne virus. Unlike traditional disinfection job, which is usually done by human, Robo 19 is revolutionizing the disinfection market with automated programmable robot solution by sending robot to disinfect the facility and avoid human exposure to the virus. Robo 19 will return back to its starting point after the disinfection job is complete. Robo 19 uses US EPA certified disinfectant that kills over 50 bacteria and viruses. Robo 19 is able to kill COVID-19 in 1 minute. Robo 19 has built-in smart control touch panel for operator to control the robot setting easily. The robot can also be controlled by smart device remotely. Robo 19 can perform self-rotation and is able to move in narrow space. Let's see how to control Robo 19 spray volume with voice. Mode 1.
Okay, turn on disinfection mode 1.
Mode 1 command starts the ultra-light spray of the disinfectant. Mode 2.
Okay, turn on disinfection mode 2.
Mode 2 command increase the spray volume to light spray. The disinfectant spray is able to kill airborne virus effectively. Mode 3.
Okay, turn on disinfection mode 3.
Mode 3 is the medium spray setting. Mode 4.
Okay.
Mode 4 starts strong spray setting. Mode 5.
Okay, turn on disinfection mode 5.
Mode 5 starts the strongest spray setting. Stop disinfection.
Okay, has stopped the disinfection.
Robo 19 gets the facility disinfection job done in an effective, efficient, and affordable way. Learn more at www.robo19.com. Robo 19, the robot that kills COVID-19.
Okay, we have many videos and product introduction on our website. I don't want to bore you, and otherwise it will be too long. So if you're interested, you're welcome to visit us on the website, www.robo19.com. Let me skip. Okay. Let me introduce some other products that we developed in the past 18 months. Actually, earlier last year, some clients came to us and saying that, okay, they like the robot, but their facility is comparatively small and simple. like a restaurant and airplane, dental offices. So for these applications, we develop a product called Robo Air. It is for any spaces between about like 1,000 to 10,000 square feet. We call it medium space. Here is it. It's portable and powerful. In such a small devices, it is also equipped with a proprietary atomization unit, 3-tier atomization unit. And we have other clients actually just approach us 6 months ago. They are saying they really love it. Okay, our product is very effective, but they want some called a semi-permanent solution. They plan to use it on a daily basis and hope that they can keep using it even after the pandemic is over. Therefore, we're designing a wall mount version so they can put it on each room, mounted on the wall of each room, right? In this case, they don't have to replace it and move it around, so they keep their clients safe for the long run. So this product I just developed, actually, the prototype is made just a couple minutes, a couple units. Here is the most demanded product called Robo Mini. Robo Mini is designed for the smallest spaces. The spaces is under 1,000 square feet, like hotel rooms, right? Most hotels can use our robot in their public area, but it is found not very convenient for guest rooms. This is because it's impossible to have all the guests checking out at the same period of time just for this disinfection job. Therefore, the hotel operators hope that we can offer some mini version of the robot that can stay in each room, so that each robot can conduct the job at a different time schedule with flexibility. So most importantly, the hotel managers can remotely monitor the disinfection status and track the whole history for months and even years. So we developed this small mini version called Robo Mini. Actually, what makes the small mini extremely attractive is its cost. Nowadays, they usually paying for any hotel room, hotel operator, they're paying $45 for the janitorial service and over $150 for disinfection for each room. That explains why nowadays travel becomes so expensive. When you book a room in a hotel or even Airbnb, they tell you the rate is very low as $100. But at the end of the day, you're paying more than $300 to $400 because it costs more than $200 to cover the disinfection service. In this case, we're able to cut the cost from over $150 to $5 for each room. Here we go. A Robo Mini, small and smart. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions or you want to get in touch with us, you're welcome to shoot me an email, or you can contact us at www.robo19.com. Thank you.
I do have a question. I feel that's very useful, robot, right? Potentially in many applications. So my first question is what kind of sensors does this robot has? The first one Robot 20, right? So that's for the disinfection robot.
Oh, equipped with many sensors. Actually, this is a very good question. No, for the traditional sensors, right, the mapping sensor, the distance sensor, the most disruptive one is we have the environmental sensor. So you will detect if the environment is clean or not.
Okay, so what does this sensor measure, like the environmental sensor?
The humidity, the density of the particles, the airbornes,
I see.
right? Yeah.
I see. Yeah, for those like traditional sensors, like does it have like a LiDAR or radar or?
LiDAR, yes, definitely yes. It has to have the LiDAR. I can tell you no more than me, a lot more than me, right? But we have other sensors like a temperature sensors, right? So the humidity varies with different temperatures. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, because I'm very interested in this kind of robots because I have been working on those small size autonomous robots. So yeah, those sensors, those are like kind of one of the most important pieces for the robots to sense the environment, to interact with the environment, right? Yeah, so like yeah, maybe I don't know if there are other questions from the audience. Yeah, I don't want to talk all the way.
Yeah, this is Jerry. Maybe you can speaker can talk about what could be the special AI feature you needed for this robot.
Oh,
Yeah,
AI actually plays a very important role to strengthen the autonomous feature of the robot. Right. So actually, we are in the process of engaging a very senior technology team to further develop the AI functions. Right. So it will when this robot is conduct its job, it will generate lots of training data, and we hope that the training data can share not only with this robot, but across the cloud data room. We can share with other robots and get the robot more intelligent after time.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So maybe another question from me. So what kind of like the how long would the robot run? So if the robot uses batteries, right?
Oh yes, that's an excellent question. Now, lots of robots can work, right?
Yeah.
But can work in a very short period of time, right? Yeah. Because these robots, you cannot charge these robots with a cord, right? So actually, lots of people don't think you need to equip with a large amount of batteries. You're right, it's impossible because the robot is heavy by itself. It's impossible for this robot to carry a large battery pack and walk around for 4 to 5 hours, right? So I was in the semiconductor industry and also the lithium-ion battery technology industry. Then we carefully studied what is required for the robot to conduct a job for the last 4 to 5 hours at least per night, right? To thoroughly disinfect all the rooms for large spaces like a Costco, right? So we selected the most high energy density. If we talk about energy density, there's two kinds of density. One is a volume density. The other is a weight density. So in this application, we choose the very high weight energy density lithium batteries with a very special cathode design. Probably this is too much technical detail, but at the end of the day, this battery can be small and light and put inside of this robot and keep it running all night long.
Yeah. It's great to know. Thank you.
Sure.
So do they still need a charge, right? The robot
Yes.
still needs charged.
Yes. The message is that for per charge, this robot can disinfect up to 700,000 cubic feet, basically any large facility, it can do the job without stop, without need to go back to his original position, get charged again, and go back.
Yeah, currently many people own a Rumble at home, right? To do the
Yeah.
vacuum. Yeah. So I just wonder, for this current robot you have, do they have the same problem? Sometimes the Rumble move around, finally stuck somewhere and never get out. So they probably don't know they could go another route, right? But they don't understand that. So they don't see it. So what do you think, for this kind of situation? Your robot has same problem, or you could have need some additional solution to solve that problem?
Oh, Jerry, that's a very good question. Yes, we did. We have to overcome lots of challenges and difficulty in order to develop this robot to this state. As I showed a video, you can tell that if the robot nowadays, okay, this version, when the robot sees someone around or see someone behind, right, you'll tell you, hey, I'm coming. Can you give me away? Something like that. It has a verbal communication with a person. If that obstacle doesn't move, the robot will find a way to avoid that object.
So you have object avoidance, but you're using a LiDAR or using a camera? Which one? Or using both?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, the LiDAR, of course, plays a very important role. Yeah.
Okay, good.
It captures up to 4,000 images per second.
Okay. So which LiDAR product you used? Or you create your own, or you purchase?
No. We are the technology integrator. We don't innovate any components. Yeah.
The reason I asked the next speaker actually doing the LiDAR technology, so I try to connect it here. See, okay.
Yeah, great. We are a strong belief. We are a strong believer that people need to have some strategic alliances, both vertically and horizontally, not to do everything by themselves. Okay. Otherwise, you never can get a job done. Appreciate the thinking.
Yeah, okay, that's why I'm also curious which LiDAR you actually use in your system.
Yeah, we can take it offline. Very possible we can help each other.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.